Welcome to this course Managing AWS with Terraform. So in this section of video we are going to learn how to set up the Terraform and how we'll configure the Terraform to work with the AWS so that we can communicate with the AWS resources. So what is the prerequisites for this course? Like you need to know, you need to have the knowledge on AWS resources which you are going to manage, and basics of Linux and basics of Terraform. So even if you don't have knowledge on Terraform, so don't worry about it. As soon as we'll proceed with the videos, the next series of videos, or you will get to know the concept of Terraform. So okay, in this video what you're going to do, we'll install Terraform on Linux and then we'll configure Terraform to work with AWS. Alright, let's get started. So this is my Linux machine here. I don't have Terraform installed. So first thing is we need to install Terraform on the Linux machine. Okay, I'll say just search with the Terraform. The first URL you can go and you can see the download. So if you're on the Mac, you will choose this link. Since I'm on Linux, I'll choose this link. On 64-bit, I'll say copy link location, and you can use wget or curl to download this zip file. All right, so you can see here Terraform is downloaded. Just unzip this file. Okay, so you'll get the Terraform binary here. Oops, there we go, Terraform. Now just move this Terraform binary to binary location so that it will be available. Okay, all right, we are good. Just type Terraform, sorry, and there we go. So you can see Terraform is installed. If you want to check the version, you can just say Terraform version. You'll see 0.127, right? Okay, all right. So next thing is we need to configure this Terraform to work with the AWS, right? Okay, so there's something called providers which Terraform does. Providers to work with AWS resources. So I'll say Terraform AWS provider. Just search with this, you'll get the syntax also. There we go. So this is the provider which Terraform uses to communicate with the AWS instances. All right, so there are a lot of examples how to connect with the AWS. So before we can connect with the AWS, we need to have some credentials so that Terraform can communicate. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a new user on the AWS, and we'll get the access key and ID, because Terraform uses this. Terraform needs this information. See here, the secret key and the access key here. So go to the IAM role. Go to the users, and here just create a new user. So oops, Terraform, and then say programmatic access. Okay, so that we get an access key and access ID. Just go for the next permission, and we need to provide an administrator access, because Terraform will be creating resources, destroying resources, so we need an admin access here. Tag review and create user. All right, so if you want, you can download the CSV, and there we have the access key ID and the access key. All right, so if you want, we can download the CSV for the later use. Okay, so this is my access key and this is my secret key. Okay, all right, so user is created. Let's configure our Terraform here to work with AWS. So as I told you, there are multiple ways to do it. So let's try with the first way here, where we provide this information, access key and secret key in the configuration file itself. The second way is you can export these variables so that you will not save this access key and secret key in the configuration files. So there is a reason why we should not store in the configuration file. I'll tell you why. Because let's suppose you are storing this access key and secret key in the configuration file, and you're keeping all these configurations in a public repository. Your keys will be exposed, right? So we should not keep these files in the configuration. So there is a way I'll tell you in the coming classes or in the same video also. Other way is like you can put the credentials in the files on the server and you can provide the path here, right? And this is the third way. So let's do one by one. So we'll use the first way. Okay, so just copy this and just create a configuration file. So this is my configuration. It will end with .tf. All right, and then just paste this, and the reason I can paste here, I'll say US East 1. Okay, and then provide your access key and secret key. Okay, so the access key is this. All right, and then my secret key. Okay, all set. And oops, some extra character. Okay, now save this file. Okay, we are all set. Now Terraform init. So what it does, it will download the provider. See here, AWS provider. So it will download and successfully initialize. Now, how do you know that whether it is working or not, right? So let's do a test. Let's get the user which we have created just now, the Terraform user, right? Okay, so just open this file again. Oops, no, Terra file, and then let's try to fetch this information from the AWS which we have created, so that if we are successfully configured, we'll be able to get this information, right? So I would say data, so, and AWS user, and just say anything, let's say name, and then username, so the name which we have created. Okay, and let's, so data as resource, what it does, it fetches the information. So we need to fetch the information of AWS IAM user, and what is the username? Terraform. So it will fetch this information. Now we need to display this information. So how to do it? There is a thing called output, and then let's say user, and value will be, so how to get this information. So now this username will be stored in this how to get this variable, will say first you need to use the interpolation syntax. So dollar, say first data, and then this, and then name, and then dot user underscore name. So this will store the value, whatever name we are getting, and it will store in the value and display in the output. All right, and just close this. That's all. So we are not making any changes, we are just fetching some information. The user which we have just created, it will match with this name in the AWS user list, and if we match the username, it will store in the value and display it. Okay, all right, let's try it. Okay, so let's verify. Okay, all looks good. So we'll say Terraform plan. So our syntax looks good. Okay, so you can see here no changes, we are not doing any changes, right? Okay, that's good. And then say apply. There we go. So see, user equal to Terraform. So it is able to connect with the AWS and fetch the username which you have access from here. All right. So the next thing which we are going to do here, right now we have hard coded the access key and secret key, right? So what if you upload this file on a Git repository, maybe GitHub? So this access key and secret key will be exposed, right? So how to avoid this? Okay, so in order to avoid this, we create a new file called terraform.tfvars, and then we'll keep these values in this file. Oops, sorry. VAM. Okay, we'll create this file and put these values here. All right, access key and secret key I kept it here. Let's verify. Yeah, all right. And then we create a new file called variables.tf. Variables.tf. And this is not the syntax. The syntax will be like this: variable and then access key. So we are defining the variable here. Access key. And we don't need to provide this value here. Just blank. And the similar way for secret key also. Variable. Oops. Variable. Okay. And yep, surrounded with quotes. Okay, all right. So now what we did, we have defined these two variables in the variables.tf. Okay, and in this tf vars we have given the actual value. Now in our main configuration, what we will do here, we'll use the interpolation syntax to get this value. So var dot access key. All right, and similarly we need to do it for secret key. Okay, secret key. So all set. Now see this, we have we are not keeping now this information in the main file, in the configuration file. So let's get all these files. This is my main file, then variables.tf. So what it does, it will access this variable file, access.key from this. Now access key is defined where? In this file, terraform.tfvars. You can see here. Okay, all right, let's verify Terraform plan if we have any syntax error or not. Looks good. Okay, all right, so no changes, and then you do apply. There we go. See, we got the information, user equal to Terraform. Now in now suppose now you need to keep this, or you need to keep all this configuration on the repository. So what will you do in this case? You keep all the configuration file on the repository except this file, terraform.tfvars. So you'll put this file, all the tfvars file, in the git ignore file. So even if you do get pushed, this file will be ignored. So because this is your sensitive information, so this files won't go to your repository, and all configuration file reside on your repository. So this is one of the way to do it. Other way, obviously, you can export the variables, like on the cell prompt itself, export key id, access id, and the reason value. Or another way is you give this information in the file. You create a new file here and put this information, access key and the secret id, in this file, and then you provide this information. That's all. So that's all for this video now. We'll see you in the next video. We'll learn how to create now VPC subnets and all. Okay, all right. So please don't forget to subscribe my videos so that we can get regular updates on the Terraform. Thank you.